Wow, what up, y'all? This your boy Rooster back at it again. Now we're talking some basketball. Mardi Gras season, y'all. LSU versus South Carolina. Battle of the year for each team. Well, this was a heavily built game, and it lived up to the billing. This was a fantastic game. And it was part of it being sloppy for parts of it added to the game because both of these teams were stressed, were nervous. There was a lot of energy. Well, LSU was less nervous. SC Carolina was definitely more like rattled in the beginning. The atmosphere had them unsteady in the beginning. LSU defense was swarming. Our defense is very consistent. So the LSU defense is, they did the thing. They was flying around. So I got to give a shout out first and foremost to Tessa and Okot. Man, Tessa Johnson. We got a lot of Johnsons that's played. We got like two of them, maybe three of them. I think two. And then they got two. We both have a Johnson to Johnson. Raven Johnson, she put some points, but all in all, she was all right. Not bad, not good. A lot of people talking about Raven. It was mostly Tessa and Okot were the ones that really won this game for them, really. And the refs. The refs were awful in the first half, like atrocious. I don't get it. They were SC homers. They was trying to help them out in the atmosphere. I don't get it. Now, towards the end, the refs kind of favored LSU. Not to say it was completely on our side, but a lot more calls than not went to LSU's favor towards the end. I guess they tried to make it up. So it was a very unbalanced officiated game. It didn't really lean one way or the other all the way. Just there were certain parts. I guess I would say Texas had more help from the refs than LSU. Because LSU had to, especially in that first half, we had to challenge two of them things like early. See, I just noticed in my head. I have my camera a little high. Hey, it's all right. In case I'm like Sephiroth. I got the Sephiroth hat. It's the top of it's never in view. But yeah, I thought it was officiated awfully heavily towards South Carolina having to use two obvious challenges early. But I heard somebody said they get infinite challenges. I know you get infinite something. I don't know. All these rules, all this league kind of mixed up in my head. There was a few plays I feel as though it could have been challenged, later on, but maybe not. But yeah, shout out to South Carolina. Me, I've been following tournabize. That's the only reason I really follow South Carolina. I'm trying to see a dunk something, but that's probably not going to happen this year. But there's a girl from Duke I just found too who was dunking. I started following her. I said, hold on, I forgot her name. She's like a Canadian, but she played for Duke now. But she ain't dunking game yet. But she's 6'2". She really yamming. Tournabize, she's kind of, I'm up there, I'm tall, and I can kind of get up there. But this little 6'1" girl from Canada, and that big yamming, jumping out the gym, you yamming that bit, you know what I'm saying? But there was a lot of there's a lot of hatred going towards Flauje Johnson. A lot of not just hatred, but a lot of hate, but also just negative energy in general going towards Flauje. Flauje did good. Like she balled out. She started off slow. But after that slow first half, she caught fire. She was carrying this team when nobody was doing anything. And the coach was fucking up. Because it was Flauje, Zakiya Johnson, and who else? Grace came in, gave some energy. But like Zakiya really, and Bella Hines, those three really, they were the biggest contributors. And unfortunately, Bella Hines and Zeke, they didn't really get the minutes that they should have gotten. LSU really should have won this game. And Another reason why I feel like LSU is going to win the championship or has a good shot to is because LSU just not playing optimal basketball right now. And LSU is so deep. There are so many players who can improve just from the pure numbers. Like, a lot of players just aren't playing well right now. So once the tournament starts, I feel as though a lot of our players can start playing better. And then even if we have 3 or 4 players that just play better, that's going to be huge. We have so many good players. And of course, Malaysia, I think she played all right. I mean, she played terribly at first, but she settled down. After she got Kimoki sat her. I wrote that bit down to watching the game, and I read it. I'm like, all right, man. So she need to sit down. She's doing too much. Sit her ass down. And she came in and played way more controlled. I'll talk a little bit more about Malaysia and her being like an X factor later on in the game, once I go over the game. But see what generals, who am I shouting out? Yeah, that's it for the pregame shout outs. So it was a bad offensive game for most of our players. And then they kind of picked up towards the second half. And they even said that in the post-game press conference. Y'all should definitely watch LSU's post-game press conference for this game. Definitely one of the best post-game press conferences I've seen. Nothing crazy. Everything was controlled. I love the explanations given. I love what Flauje, Michaela was saying. But we can't be getting down, this early every game. We have to do better. And unfortunately, that's going to come down really to Michaela and Jada. But we're gonna get to them. Oh no, I'd say that. They didn't really play that well. Malaysia played better than them, and she's gonna get a lot of the heat. Malaysia has gotten a lot of the heat for this game, but really, Jada and Michaela really hurt us this game. I think Michaela went like 3 quarters without scoring. She got her first bucket in the 3rd quarter. Like, when I heard the announcer say that, said Michaela Williams on the board. What? Our leading scorer just got on the board? Man, what's happening here? I think Flauje is still the leader. I know they go back and forth. Michaela's our most consistent scorer. But, yeah, that's really what the game came down to. That and free throws. We missed a lot of free throws. But I'll talk about that at the end. This is the intro. So let's start from the first quarter. Yeah, that first quarter, both teams were missing like crazy. Now, the announcers were so heavily favored towards South Carolina. They kept complaining about how Carolina was missing open layups and all that, but they weren't open. We was contesting them bitches. They missed so many shots on the inside. Shut your dumb ass up, because LSU was missing wide open shots. LSU was really missing the wide open things. But South Carolina, but we was contested. LSU's defense is always on point. That's really what's going to keep them in games that their offense is bad or they turn the ball over. That defense is legit. Now, they let Tessa get off in the first 2 quarters, but once they figured it out, I think it was in the second half when Kim Mulkey asked, who the fuck can guard Tessa? And then Bella Hines raised her hand and said, I got it, coach. Put her in the game. Lock the ass up. I'm going to get back to that if I get to the 3rd quarter. So it's the first 2 quarters go. Z, she started off so well. I don't understand. Like, Kim Mulkey saw it later on after the game. But during the game, like, bro, Z, she was in there balling, getting buckets. I love the way she plays. She's going to be a lottery pick. Zakiya Johnson, she could go like top 5 overall, bro, if she continues this growth. It's her being a freshman, and I'm watching her. And every time she's on the court, she's just doing something good. She just does everything. And y'all know how I feel about roll compressed players. Check out my other videos where I talk about roll compression when it comes to players. Zakiya Johnson is the most roll compressed player on the team. So by default, I'm going to put her at the top. She's got to be at the top 4 players on the team from that alone. But it's not just the roll compression; it's the quality of those rolls that you can feel. And she's our best rebounder. Oh man, I got to put a short up, bro. She had a play early in the first quarter with her first rebounds. She really jumped up and snatched that bitch from like 3 people that was taller than her. I'm like, man. The more I watch, Zakaya Johnson's becoming my favorite player. I say that like every week I got a different favorite LSU player. That's how deep this team is. Because every week you can have a player that's on that caliber. But and then she can score. Like, she's not just a gritty player. I'm not even going to mention it. Look, that's why my other player I love so much, who's also a very highly role compressed player. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to keep saying it. Jose Alvarado and Drew Holiday, my 2 favorite pals. Roll compressed. And Chris Paul, too. Roll compressed. They can do everything. Now, Chris Paul, he has some. No, yeah, exactly. No, I'm not even going to say negative intangibles because his leadership style isn't for everybody. But you can compress all of that into roles. Now, if your energy person is also a really good player, that's just a special kind of connection you don't normally get. Zakariya Johnson, Zachariah, oh, Mormon head ass, let me find out. Zakariya Johnson, she does everything, but at a high level. She's not even a jack of all trades. She's a Renaissance woman. And people don't really use a Renaissance man / woman enough. That's, they say jack of all trades, master of none, but it's still better than a master of one. But it's still a master of none. It's still better to be a Renaissance man, which isn't really in the common vernacular. But that's what somebody who's just good at everything does, So she's a Renaissance woman for sure. She can do everything. And she can even pass. I saw she got some pretty decent vision. I'm like, man, okay, she needs more minutes. But that's what I'm saying is good. We might not get that number 1 seed, but it is what it is. All right, so back to the game, second quarter. Oh, man, that's what I noticed. So people keep getting on the full Wally and Flauje, but the second quarter is really where everything changed. Like, full Wally actually started playing much better in that second quarter. Not offensively so much, a little bit. She was passing way better. She scored a couple of times. She didn't turn the ball over as much, but she was more controlled. Her defense was kind of shaky in this game. I was watching it. Man, she gets herself out of position a lot, but because she goes for steals. She's very similar to how Flauje was playing earlier when it comes to blocks, how Flauje used to hunt blocks. But now Flauje is a lot more controlled in when she goes for those blocks. She doesn't leave her feet as much. Flauje used to leave her feet a lot hunting them blocks. Malaysia, she sells out with the steals. And I know she's the SEC steal leader. Well, she was at one point. I think she still is. And she has amazing hands. She has a habit of getting steals as the help defender. A lot of really good steal artists, they'll snatch up steals as the primary defender. But she knows where spacing is, and her hands are really well placed. She snatches for people they're not looking. She try to body somebody else up and pockets, pick. But by doing that, you're out of position to help on a lot of possessions. So like if you don't get the turnover, you're leaving your person wide open because you got to leave them in order to try to go for the steal. So it's I don't know if I would say she should rein that in or not, because I think that defense is still good. So just keep doing what you're doing, I suppose. Maybe be more smart about it, I guess. But so far it's working. But it was just like I just noticed she guessed wrong a lot more in this game than normal. But she turned up in the second half. I'm not gonna say turned up. Flauje turned up in the second half. I was watching. Somebody said something to Flauje. I wish I would have wrote that bit down watching the broadcast. That's why I like watching the full games, the broadcast, and where I can hear it. Because when I'm out at the bars, I can't really hear or at work, I can't really hear what's going on. But there's so much information that the announcers drop on you. Somebody said something to her, and she took it to heart and then started cooking. That second half, she made a move, and it goes back to what I was saying about her having all these tools but not really knowing how to use them effectively. Over the last 2 games, really, she's using the tools more effectively. Especially this man, when she hit that, it was like a slight euro to the other side of the basket. I think that was her first bucket, and I was like, okay, she died. Whatever she had going on, she good. When she made that move, it was so smooth and controlled. Because before, it seemed like she was pressing, and senior time, and you're trying to get your accolades, and that's what she said in the last interview. Her legacy is already, cemented. I think she might have been thinking about her legacy. Actually, I don't know. I'm just, spitballing. Early on, and kind of struggling when she was hit that stretch, but when she, wow, it was a little slight euro, boom, cross to the other side, hit the lane, other side of the basket, boom, she good. And since that, after that point, she balled out. So I don't want to hear no Flauje slander. Flauje slander. Okay, I don't want to hear that shit. Yeah, she missed 2 free throws at the end. It is what it is. It shouldn't have been. Because really, all right, when we get to the third quarter, I'm almost at third quarter. We'll get to the point in the third quarter. What else? In the second quarter, like I said before, in the first half, the officials were helping out SC a lot. The second half, they kind of came back and helped us out a little bit. Like I said, I always got to keep it honest. I'm like OKC and Lakers fans. I keep it honest. You know what I'm saying? If we getting a whistle, I'm going to let you know. If we not, I'm going to let you know. But let's see. What we got for the second and third quarter. Oh, yeah, for the second. Last notes for the second quarter. Joyner came on in the second quarter. Joyner wasn't really, she wasn't doing much. She was getting boards all game though. Like she was offensively, she was getting the offensive boards, but Joyner really wasn't doing much in the first quarter. That second quarter though, I need the second half. Second quarter, that's what she really turned up. She came up. Joyner and for a while. They say in the second quarter is when they really heated. And Tessa, that second quarter really what got her going. Tessa Johnson was hooping. And, the halftime came, I was like, man, LSU got to pick it up. But unfortunately, they still came out a little cold. Some of the, like Jada and Michaela. But, like I said, that third quarter, Flauje kept going. And I don't know why, Z didn't get more run later on in the game. I don't get it. Bella Hayes came in finally in the third quarter. Gave you instant offense, just like the last time she came in. And I don't really get why. But I don't get why she wasn't playing them. But once again, she learned her lesson. In the post game, she talked about it. But up until this point, it didn't really make no sense. There was a point 8 minutes into the fourth quarter. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I just gotta. I say it's monograph, so I just got some text on the screen. There's a lot going on. So there's a lot going on, But quickly, I guess middle break once it's in the middle third quarter. Hey, if you are liking the channel, join the vibe. Pelicans, New Orleans, Saints, LSU. Like, subscribe, hit all those things, share it. Give them a good old Go Tigers for me real quick. Share that video. They come on back. Yeah, pretty much in 8 minutes left in the fourth. Like, third quarter was good, but 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Let's get all the way there. 8 minutes left in the fourth. Flauje and Flauje and somebody else came out, and then she put Jada and Michaela back in, and that was an awful decision. I don't know why Flauje came out of the game. Flauje, I want to see Flauje and Bella on the floor at the same time like that, because they were the offensive engines. You should have ran your offense to them too. They were the only ones hitting shots, so your offense should have just came through them. Don't make any sense. When I saw Flauje left the game, I'm like, son, what are you doing? And she got her back in, and Flauje kept hooping, but I didn't get it. when you watch someone, when you watch your team struggling and you watch someone succeed in the thing you're struggling in, like leave them in. I don't know. So many coaches like they think too much. If you get crushed in the boards and you see one person getting the boards, they leave them in. If you're getting killed because you can't hit a bucket and one person's getting buckets, leave them in. I don't know. It was sad, but I think we're gonna fix it out. I think we're gonna fix it. At the end, and of course, at the end, Flauje missed those two shots, and that's also a symptom of us just not using the rest of our players because our team is so deep. We could run a faster pace. We could play a hellacious defense. That's why defense is so good too, because we could keep them fresh. But if you play more players, you're able to play harder style defense. And I'm not a fan of deep teams when they shorten their bench. Like shortening your bench does not work for a deep team because that's what makes you great. Like these players are used to playing these minutes and playing these rotations, quick bursts. That's how you get quick bursts out of them. These players aren't used to playing long stretches like that because they don't really need to. And because you are so deep, they're used to playing so hard in the few minutes that they have. They will give you everything they have. So when Mulkey shortened her bench, whenever they shorten the bench in the first half and don't go to the rest of them to the second half, that's when the second half pops off because we got fresh players. When you're playing a deep team and you are a deep team, you gotta keep going, keep doing what you're doing. Too many teams like to change their whole game plan just because they play an elite team, a better team, a good team. If your main game plan ain't good enough against good teams, then it shouldn't be your main game plan. But a lot of coaches don't think about that. Even at fucking LSU, go back to LSU football, quick sidebar. When we lost the championship, the best college football team, the best college football season. That Miami team still is the best team money can buy. But as far as the best individual season, the LSU 2011 team, before conference champions, all by like 20 points or more. Destruction. Man, our linebackers, no, not even linebackers, our defensive ends were chasing down their skill position players, big ass 400 pounds from Oregon. They were talking all that shit that year. That team should have went down in history. But then Les Miles just scrapped the whole game plan whenever he played Nick Saban. And when we won that game 9-6, I explicitly said, if we play like this again, we're going to lose. Keep playing the way you were playing. LSU, like I said, we was playing a certain way all game. Then Les Miles got scared and played ultra conservative. Keep doing your thing. Bring it back to Mulkey and every single team that's deep and uses a deep rotation. Don't stop using your rotation because you're playing a good team. If that's the case, then don't do it against bad teams because you're just building bad habits. I never understood that. If you hang your hat on your win condition, that's your win condition. Your win condition is your win condition. That's in all forms of competition, whether it's basketball, football, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Pool, like I'm a fire pool player, but I play the same way all the time. Now, yesterday I won't make certain moves, but if you like to cut, then keep cutting. If you like to bank, then keep banking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I'm a cutter. Cut master balls. I like to cut that bit. But I got better on my banks, but I like to slice. And no matter how tight, I'm going to slice. I'm going to slice that bit. And I'm not going to change it up just because I'm playing somebody good or because I'm playing or whatever. I'm going to keep doing what I do. Keep your game plan. So you got to keep using your depth. Mulkey, keep using your depth. And now, it's the fourth quarter, reaching the post-game part. That's what she acknowledged. One of the best post-game pressers I've seen from a coach. I really enjoyed everything she said. She correctly identified the problem, gave praise to her players for playing well, gave perspective, you know what I'm saying? that reporter low-key snitched on, man, why he snitched on Flauje and everybody else, man? They were practicing way earlier than they were supposed to. That's all. The only time Mulkey looked like miffed a little bit is when he asked that question about them practicing early, like 90 minutes early. Do you think that killed their legs for the game? And she was like, what are you talking about? We aren't supposed to be out here an hour. And then Malaysia and Flauje had to come in and say, hey, bro, we always practice the same way. And regardless, that wasn't it. Like I said, free throws, they make the free throws. They win the game, just like Moki said in her post game. Yeah, Flauje missed those two at the end, but at the end of the day, it was a great game from everybody. Well, all in all, as in everybody, as in both teams. Like a lot of players played bad because what really cost us was Jada Richard and Michaela Williams. Hey, I love to say this, but not slight against y'all. I mean, it was against sports. It happens. Everybody has bad games. Right? So the sun will shine another day, And I know y'all both gonna step it up. I already know. But my disappointment, Michaela was kind of bad defensively. That was one thing I was a little disappointed with. I mean, not I say bad. Not really bad, but that just not the normal self. She was bad at some spots. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. She was bad at some areas. Tessa was fucking up everybody. So yeah, someone said, yeah. Tessa was fucking y'all over. I don't get it. Until they put Bella Hydes in there. And Bella Hydes came in there and locked her ass up. Man, what I say, LSU's going to supplant, these top teams. Or at least put their seat at the table. When you start talking about the elite college programs for women's, you better put LSU's name in that bit. Our freshman class looked absolutely ridiculous. Like, bruh. I think Knox a freshman too. All these hustle players, all these skill players, freshmen, fire. Bella Hines, instant offense and defense. Man, the refs were fucking all over. She was locking up Tessa so hard, the refs wouldn't even let her. But she said, F that. That's the only thing that saved. But that saved that seat too. I remember LSU got some better calls in the second half. But still, there was still a lot of possessions that went, against us, especially when it came to Bella. Some calls are just ridiculous. She put that girl in the clamps. Don't play with me. Give them the clamps. But, all in all, it was a good game. We're going to learn from this. And I see Moki's learning. So I guess that not really much to say on that one. So, yes. Okay. One more thing before we go. If you made it this far, stick with me for 1 second. Refereeing, I liked watching college, especially women's, because of the refereeing. They actually call offensive fouls. But over these last few months, I guess as it's getting more popular, these leagues think that we want to see more offense. No, we just want to see more fair play, not just offense or defense. So many charges in this game that weren't charges. They didn't call a single charge, bro. Like, what are you doing? Players are just bulldozing people. That's like NBA type bullshit. And that's what a few real criticisms of the NBA that I have. There's just way too many offensive fouls now that just don't get called, especially in this game. It don't make no sense. I noticed it with Unrivaled too. Unrivaled really just let people bully people around. I'm like, son. And normally it'd be on both sides, but there's a shift. They're letting these offensive players get away with a lot more now. But other than that, that was my only real gripe of the game. The rest is good. Fix your free throws. And one more thing before I go. If I was the coach of LSU, the main drills that I would have to working on for the rest of the season, shooting, just shoot. Shoot buku free throws at the start of practice and at the end of practice. Like what our coach used to do, we used to shoot free throws at the end of practice when we was all tired to help simulate, game speed. Now my coach is kind of garbage, but that part was actually good. Everything else was, he did was iffy. But because our main head coach quit at the middle of the season, so the assistant coach had to take over. But that's one thing that always stuck with me, and I used that. You got to tire yourself out first. So I would practice free throws, shooting drills. I won't even go into defensive drills so much, but not right for the end of the season. Shooting. That's one. Passing and hands drills. Practice, especially for someone like Kate. Kate and a lot of players just don't have good enough hands, and especially when you're playing with a lot of playmakers like Flauje, Jada, Michaela, and Malaysia. You need to have a really wide catch radius so you can catch in many different angles. So I would do drills when you're throwing a ball and really helping them extend their catch angles. Catch with one hand, keep his leg planted, throw the ball, boom, catch this way, boom, boom, catch this way, boom, practice catch it here, boom, practice catch it here, and keeping the plant leg down so that you can pivot off that bitch. I would use those two and a 3-man weave. You know what I'm saying? For the fast break. So that you can I know it's about a fast break. They don't make a lot of passes out of fast break. Like a lot of players just go straight to the basket. So 3-man weave, hand drills, mostly hand drills specifically on catching passes outside your catch radius, so you can increase your catch radius. I'll work on catching bits in one hand. Just practice that. Catch in one hand and practice not bringing that bitch down, especially for Kate. Grab it, turn, pivot, go straight up. Practice catching that thing, not bringing it down and going up. Kate taller than everybody, bro. Like, if your hands was actually like really good, that'd be free, easy money. Especially with all our good passes. If you can catch a pass out here, if you can extend your catch radius, that's free points. Automatic, because you're going to get dumped because they dumping everybody else out there. Kate could average like 10, probably 12 points, obviously, a game. She really could. She has that if she had those skills because of the positioning and the pieces around. But other than that, working those three. LSU, we're going to bounce back, though. LSU has all the talent, good coaching, and a great fan base. The energy was electric. That bitch was rocking. But that's enough yapping for the day. It's your boy, Rooster. Wake your ass up, because the Wallace never sleeps. And also, we're going to be having a fundraiser for the community center, the Nina Center out there in the Lower Ninth Ward, where I do some community service. I also do karaoke over there if you want to come swing by. We're going to have food. We're going to have stuff for the kids, real cheap. And all the proceeds are going to go to help funding the Nina Center. Youth Business Network is the nonprofit organization we've been working with. So if you want to come hang out, do something for the kids, do something for the Lower Ninth Ward. You know how New Orleans is. They don't give a damn about the Lower Ninth like talking about. So we got to do it. So if y'all want to come support, I'll have links in the description. Check my page. Check my socials, DJ Rusa 504. I'll be posting that too. We'll be in that bitch February 21st, a week from now. Come out and support the people. That's it. Y'all have a great day. Happy Mardi Gras.